Ooh, ooh, ooh. Check this out.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the Deen Show and another episode from the mailbag and another question from your questions. Someone is asking, why do bad things happen to good people? It's an important question that confuses a lot of people. And another question similar to this, someone asked, if there is a loving God, then why do so many innocent children suffer? Example, starvation, hunger, diseases, death, and so on. This question many people they ask, and they're confused of why this is happening when we say that God is the most loving and He's the most merciful. The answer is easy and simple. And the religion of Islam gives us all these answers. The first question, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do bad things happen to start with? These bad things, it's based on our own perception. Our own perception that we consider something evil and something that is good, something painful, something of a loss. This is to us is a bad thing, but it has a great wisdom behind it. That the creator of the heavens and the earth, anything that happens, happens by a wisdom and by his knowledge and by his power. Why is that? If we imagine an earth that has no evil in it, just very peaceful and there's nothing in it that would hurt and harm the human beings, then there's no test. We're created to worship the creator of the heavens and the earth. We are given the choice to be patient, to be obedient, to be away from disobedience of the creator of the heavens and the earth. If everything is in peaceful manners and there's no evil whatsoever, there's no test. This is Jannah, this is paradise, but we are in a test. We are tested by these types of tribulations in our life. Another thing is that we get to know what is right and what is wrong. We get to know what is evil and what is good, what is evil, what is good, by having the two opposites. We would never be able to know what is bitter if we don't know what sweet is. So by having two things opposite, we get to see the difference between the two, so that we appreciate what is good, so that we are patient when something evil happens to us. God has names and attributes. One of His attributes that He is the most forgiver. How can this attribute be in practice when there's nothing to forgive? When there's no sins involved? Sins are evil. But if there's no sins involved, how can this attribute be present? When He is the forbearing, the most forbearing, how can this be in practice when there is nothing of evil present on the face of earth? How can people show the good mannerism with patience and striving to help one another and to spend from one wealth for the sake of Allah? How can all of these good meanings would occur if there's no evil present? So there's a great wisdom behind evil being present on the face of earth, for the goodness to show, for the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be practiced, for the believers to show their truthfulness in their belief and their holding fast to the truth. And after this whole life is all over, then people will be rewarded or punished accordingly. This life is very short. That's why it's a test, very short period of time. We're not living here forever, and that's why whatever evil happens, it's not going to stay forever. It's not everlasting evil. It just ends, and life is too short. But when a person ends his life as a true obedient slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gets the everlasting happiness. That's why the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said in the authentic hadith that it will be brought a man that he used to be the most severely living person on the face of earth. No one had been severely living than him. He's the worst of physical means that happened on the face of earth. But he was someone that is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, died in the state of Islam, and he was among the people of Jannah, of paradise. He will be brought in the day of judgment, and he will be immersed in paradise. And then after he's immersed in paradise, God would ask him, have you ever seen any suffering? He would say no. Oh God, I've never seen any suffering. He forgot all of it by just being immersed one time in paradise. And the opposite, someone that lived a luxurious life, and he was among the people of the hellfire, and he will come in the day of judgment and he will be immersed in the hellfire just one time. Then he will be asked, have you ever had any goodness or any luxury before? He would say, I never did. O God, O Allah. So it shows that since the matter will be all over, so the evil will be all over, and then what stays is the everlasting either happiness or the opposite. So that's why it's the wisdom of the Creator of the heavens and the earth for opposites to occur. God does not create evil in the absolute sense. He's the most wise. It's evil from our perception, but it is not evil from the absolute sense, because as a result of that evil, goodness will come. And people will be patient. And people will have good qualities. And there will be difference between those who are truthful and those who are not. So that's why it also answers the question of what do bad things happen to good people. For them to be patient, for them to be strong in their faith. When tests and tribulations comes to the person, it strengthen him or her. Make them a better individual. Make them more obedient to the Creator of the heavens and the earth, and have patience and have the good qualities that is needed. What about the children? Young individuals, they're not responsible for their own actions. Why should they suffer? It's suffering with our own perception too. And even if they suffer, but the most merciful, He rewards them. And He makes such a thing for people to take care of them. For those who are good and have good qualities in them, to take care of them. To have mercy towards other children. If all the children are born with the same senses and they are good health and everything, who would take care of them? But when people have this mercy towards another human being, this is all by the wisdom of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. So as believers, we submit ourselves for the Creator to see who submit himself or herself without no conditions. Some people submit themselves to Allah only at times of prosperity. But the real test is to be a true servant of the Creator of the heavens and the earth when you submit yourself at all times, under any circumstance. And this is the true worshippers of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Till next time, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who benefit and act according to what we learn. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.